This is my 2022 Honda Passport EXL. After 30,000 miles and 2.5 years, I'm ready to share my in-depth ownership experiences and observations, its highs and lows that led to my unexpected decision. Keep it or sell it. Stay tuned to find out, especially if you're considering the Honda Passport for your next vehicle. When Honda released the revised Passport design at the end of 2021, I knew I had to have one. The previous model's minivan vibes didn't appeal to me, but I loved its spacious cabin and driving dynamics, which we'll discuss later. The refreshed front end looked much better with an elongated, flattened hood, updated bumpers, and a more aggressive grille. The trendy squared-off front added a modern, commanding presence, aligning with the latest SUV design trends. My decision process was typical for a Passport buyer. The CR-V was too small but practical, while the 3-row Pilot was too big, but offered more comfort and driving dynamics with its mighty V6. The Passport, crafted in the shadows of the two, inherited their best qualities and added a beefier, more outdoorsy look in style. When choosing a trim level, the EXL had everything I needed and more. Even though it's technically a base model, it feels like a lot of value. Remote engine start, smart entry with walkaway auto lock, 20-inch wheels, power tailgate, parking sensors, leather interior, powered and heated front seats with a memory feature for the driver, sunroof, an 8-inch touchscreen with wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless phone charger, 3-zone climate control, and Honda's suite of safety features, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and a blind spot monitor with cross-traffic alert. Another thing that caught my attention was the beautiful Sonic Gray Pearl paint, which was just gaining popularity and received many adoring comments. To complement the Passport's rugged look and practicality, I added roof rails, running boards, which were quite handy for my then 4-year-old son, body side molding, all-season floor mats, and a trunk liner. I opted for the 2-wheel drive version as I was primarily looking for on-road precision rather than dirt-slinging shenanigans. All these additions brought my price to $40,653 before taxes and registration. Not being entirely sure what my needs would be in a few years, and whether I'd need a bigger vehicle soon, I decided to go with a 3-year lease for added flexibility and peace of mind. We'll discuss the benefits and drawbacks of leasing in an upcoming episode and a little bit at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Most of the high praises for my Passport come from its functionality and everyday comfort. When you get inside, the long, flat hood, ideal seating position, comfortable seat, adjustable armrest, and great visibility all around give a commanding feel and confidence that you can take your family anywhere in this vehicle. The build quality truly shows attention to detail. While the Passport's interior may not offer the luxury of some competitors, it provides plenty of durable soft and hard surfaces designed to withstand everyday family life. The interior materials have been great for quick cleanups with whatever wipes I have available. Everywhere you look inside the Passport, you'll find cup holders, trays, bins, and pockets of various sizes, along with a massive storage compartment in the center console. No matter the size of your or your kid's tumbler, or how many you have, they all fit. The Passport excels beyond just accommodating bulky water bottles and awkwardly sized tumblers. It handles big school backpacks and endless grocery bags with ease, especially when you open the tailgate, the true business end of the Passport. The cargo area is impressive for this segment. 50.5 cubic feet behind the second row. Pressing the buttons to fold the seat backs down doubles the cargo space to a total of 100.8 cubic feet. Additionally, there are various storage cubbies, bins, and a huge underfloor area with a removable tray, perfect for keeping drinks cool with a bag or two of ice. On our way back from the Outer Banks or Virginia Beach, my kids' sandy shoes and other wet toys and clothes always go there. When packing for a ski trip to Snowshoe, West Virginia, shortly after purchase, the Passport easily accommodated our ski equipment and gear, plus other belongings. I wish I had a video of fitting a 75-inch Samsung TV inside during last Christmas sale season. Honda really outdid itself with the rear end and cabin design of the Passport. In our experience, the second row has always been comfortable and accommodating for children, adults, and even a couple of our mid-size labradoodles. With a few reclining seat positions, a convenient armrest in the middle, abundant cup holders and trays, a couple of USB ports, easily accessible car seat hooks, and tinted windows that help during hot summer days here in Virginia, the second row is a great place to spend time and is supremely accommodating. However, despite my overall positive experience, the interior of my Passport isn't without flaws. My main criticism is that its open cockpit design is fairly basic. If Honda's intention was to differentiate it from the minivan-like Pilot and make it more rugged, they missed some opportunities. For example, the climate control buttons and switches are practical, but lack the intuitive, rugged feel of the knobs found in the same year's redesigned Civic and HR-V. It would also be nice to have separate climate controls for the second row. As in the EXL, you can only set the rear temperature and fan speed through the front controls. Additionally, the leather driver's seat started showing some age and wrinkles around 15,000 miles. I could attribute this to my weight of around 190 pounds, 86 kilograms, but seeing multiple Passports driven by much lighter and shorter drivers with the same issue suggests it's primarily a quality issue with Honda's leather. If you have experienced a similar issue, drop a comment below. To be honest, I haven't found much use for the wireless phone charging pad. My phone often slips due to its case and disconnects randomly, even without the case. Considering it charges slowly and doesn't add much value if you're using wired Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which I use literally all the time, your phone is better off charging through the lightning cord. I've heard about a few glitches with the safety systems, but I use them all the time and have never encountered any issues myself. In fact, collision mitigation braking and lane keeping assist have kept me safe in a few situations. I will discuss this in more detail later. The only glitch I've encountered so far was the computer clock resetting to 7 p.m. every time I started my Passport. Relaunching the software fixed it. I've always enjoyed Honda's V6 VTEC engine with its classy, crisp sound and strong thrust, especially at higher RPMs, but owning one has been even better. The Passport's 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6, delivering 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, paired with a responsive 9-speed automatic transmission, turned out to be a recipe for success and pleasant driving performance. Capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6 seconds, it never felt underpowered when merging onto highways and always felt at ease and comfortable on long trips, like the one I took to Florida in April 2022. In fact, during a family emergency that required me to drive to Jacksonville from Virginia and back in one day, my Passport performed fabulously. It felt nimble and responsive at higher speeds, and didn't hesitate to pull me back into the lane when my head went down a few times. I wouldn't want to repeat that trip, to be honest, but I wouldn't hesitate to take my Passport on it again if needed. For everyday family errands, short commutes to work, cruising and touring on I-95 north to New York, I-95 south to Florida, and swooping through the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia, my Passport has done the job very well. I was pleasantly surprised by the lane keeping assist feature I tested on the serpentine roads in the Shenandoah Valley, especially its precision and ease of command. Despite it being just two-wheel drive, it felt confident and unchallenged on snowy roads and snowshoe. My major complaint about driving is the lack of fine suspension. It feels rough on bumps and tougher roads, and those are the only times when the interior doesn't feel quiet and smooth. It almost feels like someone is suddenly trying to break into my car when I unexpectedly hit a pothole or something similar. But to be entirely honest, my Passport feels easy, natural, and willing when corners come up thick and fast, showcasing a stately and mature demeanor. The gas mileage has been excellent on the highway, especially when I fill up my Passport just before merging. At times, I've experienced over 32 miles per gallon on the highway when using the econ mode and not hitting any stop-and-go traffic, though this doesn't usually last too long. On average, I get around 23.5 mpg, which is even better than what the official figures say, 21 miles per gallon, and normally get between 440 and 460 miles out of a full tank of gas, which is 19.5 gallons. And I am okay with it, to be honest. When it comes to maintenance costs, the Honda Passport truly stands out. I've only had to visit my local dealership 5 times, spending a total of $345 on oil changes, various filter replacements, tire rotations, removing a nail from one of my tires, and a brake fluid flush requested by the computer at the 30,000 mile mark. There was also one recall that was quickly addressed. At the end of the day, I understand that my Honda Passport might not evoke strong emotions or thrilling excitement. There are more off-road capable, luxurious, and fun-to-drive options on the market. However, let's give credit where it's due. The Passport is a very pragmatic and practical choice for many. I know I can rely on this vehicle in almost any situation, expect hassle-free and inexpensive maintenance, and enjoy solid performance, driving capabilities, and comfort on both daily errands and cross-country trips. This vehicle simply won't let me down. I have no regrets. In fact, because this Passport met my family's needs and exceeded many of my expectations, it's a no-brainer whether to keep it or part ways when my lease ends later this year. The flexibility of the lease program is something I personally enjoy. It allows you to date a car before making a long-term commitment. I've made mine already.